It's about that time.
City Views, City Views.
What's happening in your city?
City Views, City Views. City Views, City Views.
You got love for your city?
City Views, City Views. City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views.
Well, well, well. At long last, City Views is back on the air live. And I, for one, couldn't be happier about that, especially now with this new cast of characters that we have here. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest segment of City Views. We're so glad to be back on air, bringing you fresh live content right here in the fine city of Torrington. And I want to take this opportunity to introduce to you my new co-hosts, which I'm very, very proud of. And I think they're going to bring so much to the show. And I think you're going to enjoy them. First, I would like to introduce to you the executive director of Fish, my friend and colleague from years gone past from WAPJ, the lovely and talented Miss Karen Thomas.
Hello, everyone. Karen Thomas. Happy to be here with all of you. Jacque, it's a pleasure.
Oh, yes.
Cheers
Yes.
to our first one.
Yes.
All righty.
Yeah, definitely.
And next, and when you talk about lovely and talented, it just doesn't get much more lovelier and more talented than this, the one and only Miss Coryse Villarouel.
Hello, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here, share the stage with you lovely folks. Yay.
Yes. Emphasis on lovely. And this next gentleman that I'm going to introduce to you, it was kind of a situation for us where it was literally love at first sight. Nonetheless, he is an artist, a new resident to the city of Torrington, and we're so glad that he's on our team, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're going to start any kind of team, especially an athletic team, you want this guy on it, okay? And you're talking about talent. This guy has loads of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Mr. Kareem Holbrook. Kareem!
What's going on?
Yeah, baby.
New York's finest.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. In the flesh.
So it's so nice to be back on air. There's so much that's happened, obviously, in the last couple of years since we were able to come on with you live. And we're going to be sharing some of those experiences with you as we roll out more episodes. And we want to make sure that you guys are engaged and that you're part of the show. This is all about us. It's a show that's been on for some 30 years now.
Wow.
And that type of legacy needs to be respected, and we plan on doing that here and highlighting and elevating all the great things that are going on in Torrington and the Northwest corner. So I think we better do this before we do anything else. And I'm going to turn the floor over to my main man, Kareem,
Yes.
so he can give a shout out to our sponsors.
Big city sponsors. Shout
Yes.
out. That's
Yes.
what that is. That's what that is. All right. I'm Kareem Holbrook, and here's our big city sponsor shout outs. I'd like to give a shout out to Toth Insurance Agency at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. I love that part. Phone number is 860-496-7771. That's 496-7771. And that's Tothins, TOTHINS at oponline.net. Next is Mel Brickman in Health Markets, 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1, located in Torrington, Connecticut. You better call Mel. Better call that man. healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. Next is Brooks Todd and McNeil Insurance, located at 69 Water Street, Torrington, Connecticut. And they got you covered. Definitely got you covered. Phone number is 860-598-8753. And that's Brooks Todd and McNeil.com. Next is Dr. Michael Curry, 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105, Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years.
Yes.
Over 50 years, long running. Number is 860-482-8177. That is torringtonpediatrics.com. And I think that's
it.
Our shout outs.
Yeah. So
right.
Yes.
we appreciate our sponsors, and
We love you.
Yes, we do.
Yes, thank
Indeed,
you.
we do.
Yes.
And I thought that it would be a kind of a good idea to let you get a little more acquainted with our co-hosts, if you don't know them already, because they are very popular and very embedded in the community. But just in case, I thought it would be a great idea to let them share some of their bio with you, so that you can become more acquainted with them. And please, Karen,
All right.
take the floor.
I'm going to take it. All right. My name is Karen Thomas. I am the executive director of the Friendly Hands Food Bank, the largest food bank in Northwest Connecticut. I also wear a second hat. I'm an etiquette educator all across the tri-state area. I teach colleges and businesses manners and business decorum. And you could find me any day of the week, making sure that the people are fed in Northwest Connecticut, feeding the food insecure, making sure that everybody is all set, and we'll talk more about that later.
Absolutely, we will.
All right.
Coryse.
So my name is Coryse Villarouel, and I'm an actress, part of the Screen Actors Guild. I'm also a dancer, a choreographer, and I am a human rights consultant, making sure I educate people on the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Kareem.
Yes, I am a jack of all trades. I have so many skills and whatever. But I am a photographer. I am a music producer. I am an artist, a music artist. I have my own t-shirt company business. But do a lot with this man over here. Hopefully we could do some things in the future. We're gonna get on that later. But yes, but photography is my thing. Drone photography, aerial shots.
Amazing
Yeah.
drone photography.
Thank
The
you.
shots that
Thank you.
Kareem has
Yeah, absolutely.
and
Thank you.
provides are amazing. They'll blow you away. So if you
They
haven't
sure will.
seen them, follow him on Facebook because it's amazing.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, Kareem, some of your shots will be exhibited tonight at an event that's taking place at Bad Dog Brewery.
Yeah,
if I'm
Bad
not
Dog
mistaken.
Brewery. They have some things they wanted me to display, and I'm very excited about that. Nervous but excited. and yeah, I'm
Very
excited
nice.
about that. Lucky, somebody to have my work and
Tell us about some of the things you're displaying there this
Yeah.
evening. Give us a
it's-
sneak peek.
It's of Torrington.
Oh,
Okay.
beautiful.
It's of Torrington. There's pictures of Torrington. I could have had more work, but I had some advice from a good friend of mine.
Wonder who
You
that
know.
I
is.
wonder who that was.
I had some
Beats the heck
advice.
out
I
of
was
me.
about to go all out. I'm not even gonna lie. I was about to go all out. I have like 30 pictures up there, but it's of Torrington and
Fabulous.
and pictures that I've took took around Torrington. Sorry, took around Torrington.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think we need to give a shout out to Bad Dog Brewery.
Yes.
Because Matt and the crew down there are doing some great things, hosting a lot of events.
Trivia.
And they do a lot in terms of offering their spaces up for events at no charge.
They're
Wow.
fabulous.
Wow.
And what's nice about Bad Dog Brewery is you can go in, you can bring in your own caterer or whatever, whatever, and then you buy their drinks there. They have fabulous beer. Their wine selection is
Oh, man, the
amazing.
beer
they
is-
have
is
fabulous
awesome.
sodas
Beer
for
is
those who
awesome.
They
don't
have
drink.
wine?
They do.
You said the magic one.
Okay, we'll be there. Matt, we're coming for you.
You're there.
But again, Bad Dog Brewery, great place to have your private event. They have plenty of room, plenty
Yep.
of private spaces.
Wow.
It's amazing. So check it out if you haven't.
It's amazing, too, the fact I remember when they first started
Yes.
Bad Dog and they were doing, all the upscale work and whatnot. And Matt used to take me through these weekly updates.
Yes. Yes.
And when he decided to keep the truck in there, the
Oh,
fire
goodness.
truck, I'm like, that's golden
That's
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
And it's a great tribute. Bad Dog Brewery is a great tribute to our firefighters.
Absolutely.
Those that we've lost, the current firefighters. And what's great is right next door is the Torrington
yeah.
Fire Department.
Yep.
Wow,
And
yeah.
Torrington has a fabulous fire department. The men and the women there are so dedicated. And it's nice to have a tribute place right next door for
Absolutely.
them. And that, like you said, go in there and take pictures on the fire truck. It's
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yep, absolutely
Yeah.
it is. So, and Matt and the crew down at Bad Dog, they came to that location right before COVID hit.
Yes.
So
Wow.
it was kind of like really tough to see if it was even going to be able to
Fly.
happen,
Right.
you know? But they persevered, stuck to it, and we're certainly glad they did because it's just one more positive step for Torrington
Oh,
and
absolutely.
an opportunity for groups out there that want to have their events to be able to have Bad Dog host them. So
Absolutely.
it's all good in the neighborhood.
That's right.
Yes, it is.
So amongst the other things that are happening in town, I want to take this time to let Coryse talk to us. She is the Community Relations Coordinator for Culture for a Cause.
Yes.
And it's kind of like right up her alley because this girl, when it comes to community, has her finger on the pulse. So without further ado, Coryse, please fill us in.
All right. So so far I have a couple area happenings. Torrington Jazz in the Garden. If you like jazz, there's a Jazz in the Gardens event that's coming up at, I believe, the Torrington Historical Society.
Mark McCarran, Gail Krupa and the
Yeah.
crew. Absolutely.
I mean, that, if you've ever been to the Torrington Historical Society, that in behind the building, it's a beautiful
Yes.
garden
Yep.
area. So that just creates a great backdrop
It does.
to have a
Absolutely.
nice jazz
Yes.
event.
Yep.
And that's July 15th at 6:30 p.m. Purchase tickets online. If you're a member of the Torrington Historical Society, tickets are $15. If you're not a member, it's $18. So very, very affordable for a lovely evening out
Definitely.
for jazz. Another event that's coming up, if you like Dean Martin.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Old school.
Old school
yeah.
like a
We're
mug.
going. OG.
Memories are made
OG,
of
baby.
these.
I'm there. I'm definitely there.
And that event is going to be at the Torrington Library. It's called Tribute to Dean Martin and Pals, and that's July 13th at 6:30 p.m.
Wow.
Enjoy an evening with Jacque. His dino style and sound will take you back to the swinging Rat Pack years of the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Wow.
Yes.
That sounds great.
Yes, sounds really, really good. And if you're into family movies, Torrington Library will be doing movie nights and BYOD July 27th and July 29th. Now, let's move on to Litchfield. Litchfield Library has a lovely event on July 20th from 7 to 8 p.m. called Tales of Now and Zen with Motoku, I think is how you say her name. She's a Japanese woman who will captivate our hearts and minds from her exquisitely blended ancient lore of oral memoirs from her childhood in Japan.
Wow.
So
Whoa.
That sounds very
yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
very
that
much
sounds
so,
very
yeah.
interesting. And now I'm going to move on to New Hartford Library.
Okay.
Well, look
Um,
at you go.
First of all, shout out to New Hartford Library for hosting me and my Universal Declaration of Human Rights workshop last night. That was a great event. Thank you for attending, Jacque. We had a nice audience there listening to the declaration and all the different things that goes along with that. So that was really nice. But their upcoming event, let's see. So um, after hours at the Beakley, free video production training, which is Monday, July 17th. They have that coming up. Family game night. They also have a poetry night, which is Thursday, July 27th at 6 p.m. And then they have concert on the Farmington River City Slim and the Zyko Hogs, which is July 29th at 6 p.m. So a lot of great area events coming up. I don't know if everyone's really fully aware that area libraries have really, really amazing events. Some of these events are free to attend.
Makes it even better.
Makes it even better. So if you're on a budget and you're looking for somewhere to go, visit your libraries. Believe you me, you will love their after-hour events.
And you might even find Coryse speaking at one of these events at the library as she tours on her Declaration of Human Rights program. Let's talk a little bit about that, because one of the interesting questions that was asked of you last night was how this type of program can be distributed throughout communities so that more people can understand just what the premise of the Declaration is all about. A lot of people don't understand it,
Yeah.
but a lot of those same elements are embedded in our Constitution and are looked at as attributes and traits for other societies to become more deliberate in their distribution of justice. So talk a little bit about how you feel representing that type of program and how we can better involve the community in understanding what the Declaration of Human Rights are all about.
Yes, that's very true. So the Universal Declaration of Human Rights came about right after World War II due to all the atrocities and human indignities that occurred. And a lot of different countries came together, sat down, and came up with 30 articles for this declaration that basically outlines basic human rights. And a lot of countries have used this as a basis to build their country and to build their society.
Right.
And this year marks the 75th anniversary of the Declaration, believe it or not. But a lot of people are even unaware of it, believe it or not.
Right.
I have spoken to a lot of people, and every time I said the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, they ask me, "You mean the Bill of Rights?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
not the Bill of Rights, the Universal Declaration, which is basic human rights for everyone in the world, not just the United States of America, not just Europe. It's for everyone in the world." And teaching these, just bringing it to light, shedding more light on it, and educating folks, especially educating our youth. It's going to be really important that they understand this.
Well, I think it's important work to be done, and I can honestly say at Culture for a Cause, we're really proud to be able to support you in that effort, because
Thank you.
there's a lot of parallels that run with the Declaration of Human Rights and their mission and the mission that Culture for a Cause has. So we look forward to hearing you at your events.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Now, I got to say, Culture for a Cause has been extremely busy during the last actually 2 years since COVID hit, and we have been working fervently on our John Brown project and the the producer of the project, Dan Morrison, has been working very hard to make sure that we have the right focus and the right attention being placed on the project as we build Culture for a Cause and its mission to build community through music and the arts. And it's nice to see Kareem and Coryse get involved in Culture for a Cause, and we're looking forward to doing more outreach for this year. Karen, I think we're going to be even hooking up with you guys for a couple of events,
Yes,
you know?
absolutely. And you know we're there to support you in any way. So you know what? Collaboration is key.
Yes, it is.
Collaboration
It
is
definitely
key.
is.
Exactly.
And we've discovered at Culture for a Cause that there's so many more people in our community who are looking to roll up their sleeves and volunteer and really help out with
And
these
get
initiatives.
busy.
Yes,
That's
Get
exactly.
busy, and there's so many different venues to choose from. So if you know this cause is not for you, there's this cause,
Yep.
and you know what? We want people to just know about all of
Right.
these different things. We're going to bring this to you via this show,
Right.
and let you know what's out there and how you can get involved.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think our tagline, connecting the community, I think kind of fits what we're wanting to do here
Yes.
at City Views, because throughout COVID, there was kind of a disconnect,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and a
definitely.
lot of people, you know, were embedded in their homes and couldn't get out, and you know, we're hearing all this, you know, information from this place, and people are trying to make sense out of everything. So we hope that we can, here at City Views, help put that fabric together in a way that people can comprehend what's going on in the community and use the information that we're giving them to make better decisions about their homes, about their communities, and about their families.
Use us as a resource,
Mhm.
you know, to get your local news, your happenings, what's going on
right.
in Northwest Connecticut.
Right.
Use us as a resource. We're back on the air. We're better than ever. We're going to go honoring Tim, Weibo, and everyone that have gone before us,
Yeah.
Sam, and
Yeah,
you know, so use
absolutely.
us as a resource. We're going to be here every Tuesday
That's right.
at 5 p.m. So
Yep.
make sure you're tuning in.
Now I got to
Tune
tell you a
in.
funny story though. As we were trying to pick our new tagline, you know, we're going over certain concepts and whatnot, and it was like, "Oh, Jacque, do you have anything?" I said, "Oh yes, I have a brilliant idea. Let's come up with the tagline: community, where community."
Comes first.
Hey,
I
Karen,
mixed that
Karen
one
looked at Karen looked at me and she's like, "Jacque, you're joking, right?" And I'm like, "Why would I be joking, Karen? I'm dead serious. I think that sounds really, really cool."
Because he had seen it on the Friendly Hands Food Bank van like 5 minutes before. So I said, yeah, we already trademarked that. Next. So we cut that one right down.
Actually, I forgot. I mean, I did see it, but I forgot.
It was fresh in your
It was
mind.
just stuck in your mind.
It was just in there.
stuck.
See,
Yeah.
see. So I
was just
gotta
stuck in
have a
there.
shout out to my board president, Danny Hartnett, who came up with that.
Donnie
and
Hartnett.
Danny Hartnett, right? So you know what? Here we go. So Danny, yay to you.
Yep.
I told Jacque, no, and here we are. So, but you came up with a better one.
Well,
even better.
You know, but we're truly invested in that
Yes.
because, and as we go forward, coming out of COVID, what we're finding out is a lot of the issues and challenges that we face as a community, other communities are facing those same challenges.
Exactly.
That's right.
So if we can share with you what's going on here, maybe there might be some connection points where people might be able to learn from us, and we might be able to learn some things from them too.
Absolutely.
Right.
So it's all about community. We're making it happen, and we're glad that you're on for the ride with us.
Jacque, now I'm noticing, because we could see, and we are live TV, that you have the phone number up. So talk a little bit about why is there a phone number up there
We
on your screen?
are live, okay? And that means you can call into the show.
Stop it. Just stop it right there. That's right, you can.
See, I
you
knew,
can
I
call
knew
in.
bringing this chick on the show.
See that number right there? Wait, right there,
Yeah.
right there. I have to over there. you could pick up that phone and you could be live on air with fabulous comments and all that. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, and
because
here's-
we got a special guest.
Yes, that's right. And here's what we want to do. You can check in on our City Views Facebook page, and you can suggest guests for the show. You can suggest topics for the show. In fact, you can even like say, "Hey, I want to call in and I want to talk about A, B, and C." Okay, and it's as easy as that. And we'll write it in, and we'll be good to go. So this is not our show; it's our show. Okay?
Call in. Numbers right there.
Yes.
Little lower. Right there.
And at 5:30, we're going to be hearing from 63rd District State Rep Michelle Cook. And we're going to resume our segment with Michelle entitled What's Cooking? And she's going to be filling us in on all the great things that are happening in Hartford. So we're looking forward to that. What time is it?
It's almost 5:30.
It's
about
about
that time. So Michelle, you get your little fingers dialing, or it's not dialing anymore. There's
No,
no,
Hey, what is
dialing,
it?
Karen.
I know. Oh my goodness.
You're aging yourself.
I am. Oh my goodness.
Not the rotary phone.
Oh my goodness, I had one. Oh my God. Okay, just get my wheelchair ready to roll me out later.
And it's going to be interesting too because Karen and I serve on the Government Relations Committee at the Northwest Connecticut Area Chamber of Commerce. So we could actually have a lot to talk about
Absolutely.
in terms of those issues that are going to be affecting our residents directly.
Right.
And you guys can actually give us feedback on that.
You could weigh in
Yeah.
on maybe there's things that you want to see, happening in Hartford, and through State Representative Michelle Cook, we can bring them to her. She'll be on, and we can have these discussions that are very meaningful to not just us, but to the people out there. And again, it's you that'll call in and help us with that. So
Absolutely.
I'm excited for that segment.
Absolutely. And also, and I just found this out yesterday, guys. George Logan is going to be a call-in guest for the show.
Fabulous.
Okay?
Tonight?
Not tonight.
Okay.
He's got some stuff going on.
He's picnicking. Picnicking tonight. He's got the burgers and dogs. He said he's not coming. Okay.
He better not be picnicking and not inviting me to the picnic.
Well, that was after. Oh, shh.
Yep,
We weren't
okay.
supposed to tell
See?
him. Oh,
See?
Coryse. Shh.
I don't know what I'm going to do with
Carrot.
it. This is going to be a challenge, okay? But,
And you're not changing my seat. I'm staying right here. I claim the seat next to Coryse, and that's it. But we digress.
Yes, yes, we do. But George Logan, who was a former candidate for the House of Representatives, and he's doing great work in the community. And it was a great situation we had a few weeks ago where he visited Torrington at an event that was held at Red Room Recording Studios. And Lucinda and Mick, who run that facility, invited us up for an open jam.
Oh, wow.
So everybody's doing their thing, and whatnot. And then here comes George Logan.
Wow.
I hear he's a great guitarist.
He is. It was shocking. It was like people were like mesmerized, But I'm
Wow.
like, just because you're a politician don't mean you're a bad person. You can you do some music every now and then.
Well, when the governor came out last summer, okay, he got up there and sang and belted out a song.
Oh, that's right. He did.
He
with
belted
apricot-
out a song with apricot brandy. He was
Really?
jiving
Yeah,
and
that's
jumping,
right.
and we were all like, "Whoa!" I mean, you didn't expect it from the governor, but he was like, so there he was.
And he did make, I will admit, a pretty gang-busting exit.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I mean, he dropped the mic. He dropped the mic, literally,
Okay.
and went on
And,
his way.
and that's how, it was. It was literally boop. And
Wow.
so I guess we're ready for our person.
We are? Yeah, hit
yes.
that.
So I'm
Hit
going to
that.
hit that one and that one.
Is that it?
Hello, Michelle.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Michelle,
Uh-oh.
State Representative Michelle Cook
boy.
is on the line.
Oh, boy. Batten down the hatches.
Can you hear?
What's cooking?
There you go. What's cooking? State
What's
rep?
cooking?
Long time no hear from.
Well, what, 5 hours?
Shh, you weren't supposed to say that. I
No.
just left Michelle
Yeah.
3 hours ago, so.
You know, you're supposed to leave
Very
something.
true.
You're supposed to leave something to the imagination, Michelle.
That's fair. I apologize.
Oh, first time for everything.
So how are we doing tonight?
We're so excited, Michelle, to be reconvening City Views, to be back here on air live, and we do want to thank Doug and the staff for getting everything ready for us. We know it's been a real tough gig for him lately here, trying to get everything together for us. But we're back. We're ecstatic about it, and we have you back with us.
Yes, I'm happy to be back. I'm glad that everybody's back. Can't thank the office staff there enough for always being there when we need to get things out, and for all of you. And I know that we have new folks, and new faces, and it's exciting time. So I look forward to our continued What's Cooking segment.
Absolutely. Now, I take it that you're kind of down now after this long House session.
No, not really down. Obviously, we're not in the Capitol every day, but that doesn't mean that work doesn't stop. Because constituents' needs do not fall in line with your legislative session. So even though that we were done June 7th, that work still continues from there.
So, how would you grade this last session, Michelle?
I think it was a pretty decent session overall. It's been a long time since we've had a budget where we could say that we instituted tax cuts, which is extremely, relieving for so many people, especially when you see the inflation on prices and things. And when they're looking at the budget, you can realize, too, that it was a bipartisan budget. So it wasn't just the Republicans or the Democrats, but this was a bipartisan budget where people got behind it and said, hey, look, we think this is a good document. And nobody missed out on anything. We tried to make sure that everybody got something, but not one organization or the other got everything. And then at the same time, taking care of your vulnerable, your veterans, your seniors, and, education and the like. We've done a lot of really good, important things.
Michelle, talk to us a little bit about when you're talking about bipartisanship here. And I think the Northwest Corner delegation has been, pardon the pun, very instrumental in leading the brigade into these bipartisan discussions.
Well, I think it goes farther than the Northwest Corner. I would say that we wouldn't have been able to get this budget done without our former Representative Horn, who doesn't have part of Torrington anymore, but the whole entire Northwest Corner. She's the chair of the Finance Committee. So, anything that happened, she was the one that had to figure out how to pay, how to do those tax breaks and the other things. And it does take bipartisanship, and knowing that you've got two state reps, one on one side and one on the other side of the aisle, two senators that are on the other side of the aisle than myself, but the communication is there, and it kind of blows the minds of folks, because I believe people stereotype and believe that every political body is like D.C., and that's just not the case here in Connecticut.
Absolutely not. And I think we're very fortunate here in the Northwest Corner because we've been able to, through our Government Relations Committee, meet with you all on a monthly basis, and our members get to talk to you directly and voice their concerns to you.
No, that's absolutely true. And it's groups from all over. It wasn't just the business industry, but it could have been the nonprofits. It could have been, small independent groups. And so I do believe that the Government Relations Committee brings value to the wealth of information that we're able to take back to the State House to make good policy changes.
And I thought that it was rather, let's just say, a jovial time this year at the Connecticut Business Day in Hartford. I look forward to that so much now because you never know who you're going to meet there. And normally when you do meet someone, it becomes a networking opportunity to collaborate.
And that's very true. And we've been able now, since the pandemic is behind us, to open our doors and go back to do the things that we had been doing in years past. And I know that, in 2020, 2021, we really missed some opportunities because of the pandemic. But having people in the building and, as you say, network, and that network is beyond our Northwest corner. That's a statewide network, or sometimes it's out of our state networks, and I think that we are the better because of that. It helps all people with their information.
Now, can you talk to our audience, Michelle, about the committees that you sit on and how you try to use those positions to implement policy?
So I have sat on, and I still sit on, Human Services, Education, and Public Health. I've been on those committees for 15 years, and I did sit on aging before. I run the Early Childhood Caucus, which is not a legislative voting caucus, but a caucus that is also bipartisan, that meets with all of the early childhood advocates across the state to make policy changes in that as well. And it's really about what the needs are of not only our residents here in Torrington, but the needs across the state. That's why you see such a huge increase back to educational cost-sharing dollars so we can fund our public schools better. It helps us do a lot of things with nonprofit, which would fall under a lot of the human service things. We did a lot of things with public health, overseeing of nursing homes and the like, and you and I have spoken about that in length prior to the pandemic and through the pandemic. So, and that work is still continuing. And so it's been very helpful to be on those committees as well. And, my Early Childhood Caucus, again, being bipartisan but helping craft legislation, that's really afforded me an incredible opportunity next Wednesday. And I've been invited to the White House to meet with stakeholders across the country to discuss early childhood education in our country.
That is phenomenal. And I think it's very important to plant those seeds while these youngsters are coming up, representing the next generation. And we were talking with Coryse earlier about her Declaration of Human Rights and how these attributes, which some are deeply embedded in our Constitution, are still relatively unknown to the masses. How can you on this particular committee work to invigorate and inspire young people to acquiesce to to our better angels, for lack of a better term?
I think that as you talk about our younger generation, it's getting them involved in the process, I think, is the start of that. And first and foremost, to recognize that no age limit on having a voice for policy change. So getting people involved, educate them, invite people up, have them sit in front of public hearings and committees and testify, just so they know that their voice matters. And we've done some incredible legislation because of that. And, I have discussed the bullying laws several times, and that came from a child. Saying, hey, look, this is how I'm being treated, and we need to do something about it. That's just one example out of many.
Exactly, but I would imagine that children today probably feel a little bit of pressure into voicing their opinions about certain things, because let's be honest, the world that they're growing up in is quite different than the world that we grew up in.
Oh, absolutely. But I also see that this generation that we are dealing with right now that would be in that, I'll just talk about the high school kids or the middle school kids. They're much more vocal, they're more boisterous, they're more opinionated. They are true to their core on their beliefs. And I think that although we have had some of that in previous generations, I think this group is, a very forgiving generation. I think they're a very accepting generation. And they see things in front of them that we were never able to see. And I think the good and bad of that is social media and the World Wide Web. They have everything at their fingertips, and we never had that.
Right. So true.
Now, I know you and Karen have worked extensively at the food bank together, and you sit on their board. Talk to us a little bit about the challenges that you faced at the food bank and how you see overcoming those challenges going forward.
Well, I will have to give a huge shout out to Karen and everybody down at the Friendly Hands Food Bank. The transformation that we've had at the food bank over the past few years has just been incredible, and not even something that you can actually put into words. and knowing that we are feeding 5,000 families a month and over Karen can correct me, roughly about 47,000 meals.
Wow.
Is just something beyond explanation for me. How there is that great of a need, but we see it there each and every day. And being able to partner to say, hey, look, this is what we need, and then bridging those gaps in the communications. And Karen and I, with her, the rest of our board there, and some members of Friendly Hands Food Bank, and then some of my colleagues, we were able to do, an awareness day at the Capitol. And Karen, I don't know if she wants to hop in on that, but really bringing to the forefront what hunger looks like in the state of Connecticut, and the needs that are there. And we have seen the needs grow increasingly. Started during the pandemic and really hasn't gone away.
Exactly. And Michelle, we're indebted to you for bringing that awareness to the state capitol on April 21st. Each year now, we are going to celebrate that. It's Food Insecurity Awareness Day. And we had it at the Capitol, and it was absolutely amazing. We had a great turnout. Just to throw a fun fact, which is not a fun fact, but there are 39,000 children who are facing food insecurity every day in Connecticut. That's Connecticut alone. That's not the United States. So the numbers are increasing at a daily rate. And going into human rights, food is a basic human right.
Basic human right.
Basic human right, and this is something that needs to be brought to the forefront. So we were lucky to have that with State Representative Michelle Cook's help bring that there. We're going to celebrate that awareness, not food insecurity, but celebrate the awareness of that every year on April 21st. So we do a great job. And, Michelle, we're really thankful to have you so aware and so involved in, and I'm really proud to understand that you're going to Washington to have a Connecticut representative be our voice for our state along with others for the important subjects.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I was honored and humbled to get the call, and I'm excited to report back to it, and I know Jacque's very good about that. So the next one, we'll talk about what happened in D.C. But Karen, yesterday we were at an event at UConn talking about food is medicine. We did a working group at the Capitol with that, and we had brought out legislation this year to talk about what actually is happening with food. And it's not just one populace or another, and it's not one demographic, one age. It is everybody. And we all, sit around, and we might be fortunate to have meals on our table, but there are people out there that have to decide if they get their prescription or they put meals on their table. And you talk about healthy meals for kids, and if a child doesn't have a full tummy, then they don't learn well. If an elderly person doesn't have good nutritious food, they don't heal well. They don't live a good healthy life. And so this goes across the gamut for that. And so we were able to increase funding for elderly nutrition with Meals on Wheels, and we know that Joel and our guys down at the Senior Center do yeoman's work with that. But at the same time, it's also our way to be able to say, hey, look, we all need healthy meals. And it's sad reality that the fast food is the cheap food, but it's definitely not the healthy food.
Right.
Exactly. And I think sometimes, too, that people think that a food bank, that's all they serve or that's all they hand out is maybe chips and cakes and, like the canned goods and things. But, just to mention, and Michelle, you'll be there tomorrow helping us, Friendly Hands Food Bank offers every week, every Wednesday, a free farmer's market for all of their clients. If you're a client at our food bank, they can go every single Wednesday between 2 and 4. They get a bag, they can fill up their bag with all of the vegetables that we have. Thanks to the Northwest Connecticut Food Hub. It's all fresh, organic produce.
Very good.
So these people are coming in every week. We give them a wristband so we know who's a part of the program. They come in, they shop. So every single week we are able to give that. And Michelle has been at several, and we have lines of anywhere between 300 and 400 people waiting to get that fresh food every week.
I remember.
Well, and hang on one second, Jacque. I think that also warrants a shout out to New Opportunities in the hydroponics up in the industrial court. Because they started, when they came to me a few years back and had a vision, it was really like, let's hop on board. This is an incredible idea. And they're now growing an insurmountable amount of lettuce. And not only are they selling it to the grocery stores to be able to build back into their own program and put people to work, but they're also giving back. And they're giving it to us, and so then we can give that out too. And I will tell you, that is some amazing lettuce, and you can get it not only from us on our giveaways, but you can get it at Big Y and everything else. So this is not the stuff that people just don't want. This is really top shelf items that we're trying to make people healthier with.
Right, exactly. And what we get in, again, is fresh organic. It's not the bruised fruit. It's not that. This is stuff, this is actual high quality organic produce. And our clients are going home very happy. But in the end, they're going with healthy food and salads. And that lettuce, Michelle and I were able to tour that facility a couple months back. And let me tell you, it is amazing to see all of the lettuce growing and the fresh basil and all of these things. And this is providing an opportunity not only for jobs, but for people to learn about hydroponics, how they're growing it, gardening, and all of that. So it is a really great partnership.
And just for your FYI, New Opportunities is just relocated its administrative services to Technology Park. They were formerly on Field Street, but they just relocated. And if you try to look up Maria Gonzalez at New Opportunities, she's so helpful there with all their programs and information.
Shout out to Maria. I teach dance for the Latino girls.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she does great work, her and her staff.
And I can't let this go by because if you look at the work at Friendly Hands Food Bank and how it's grown over the last few years, I have to bring this up because the former executive director of the Friendly Hands Food Bank, who passed a few years ago, I remember speaking to her, and she told me, she said, make sure, Jacque, that you help keep this mission going. And I told her I would because Mo, you can't say no to her.
Yes. And she was a frequent caller into City Views.
She was.
All the time.
She was. She was awesome, and I have very fond memories of her. And it was a strange series of events that took place that allowed Karen to step up and do what she's doing now. And I'm sure if Mo is able to look down on the operations of the Friendly Hand Food Bank right now, she would be the most proudest person in the room. So, Karen, hats off to you.
Well, thank you. But she started a legacy that none of us are going to
Correct.
let go down.
That's right.
And on her deathbed, she did. She called you. She called, and said, "Don't let it
She
sink."
called me.
And she called me. She called all of us and said, "Don't let it go down." And we will not do that. None of us. And I know all together, it's not me. It's a team. It's a village, and it takes everybody to be involved. So again, going back to City Views and saying, this is a great a vehicle to get word out there about things that are going on in the community, things that are happening, places that need help, causes, the libraries, all of these things. And, so this is really a good thing. So I'm really excited to have a great season and everything here with us on TV to keep it going.
Well, Karen's being a little bit humble, okay? Friendly Hands may not have been. It was at the point literally where they were out of operations. No more money, no more food, nothing, okay? And Karen stuck to it. She persevered. They got in the right donors, and they put one foot in front of the other, and here we are. So being the humble person that she is, she doesn't want to give herself the credit, but however, being the host of this show, I have to.
Well, I appreciate that, but it is team. I always say that, and I appreciate that. We have a great team down there. Our board, our staff, our volunteers at Friendly Hands are just amazing, and we're able to help other agencies work with things when they need, food and different things like that. So we're just proud to be a part of Northwest Connecticut, and I'm happy to be a part of this team here. So thank you.
And we're glad to have you, Michelle. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to call us. We hope that you're a weekly contributor here on City Views, and we wish nothing but the best for you and your family.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you, and I look forward to next week's conversation.
Thank you.
Thank
Cookie.
you.
Bye now.
All right, guys. Talk to you soon.
That cookie? Did you say cookie?
I said cookie.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
she's cookie. Oh, I get it. Wait, it took me a minute. It took me a minute. Cookie. I thought he meant a cookie.
You're using
Her
quicker-
name is Cook.
Okay.
Okay, so did you get that right off the bat?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right,
You're
okay.
usually quicker than that, Karen.
Well, no, because I was like, cookie. And then I was like, there must be a little, then I was like, oh, Cook.
Is that her, her
Gotcha.
pet
What's
name?
cooking?
I'm
Cookie,
a
cookie.
little slow. I gotcha. Okay. So yeah, so this is fabulous. I don't know. I think this is going well. What do you,
Yes.
Kareem,
I think
talk
it's
to
going
me.
Very, very well.
Coryse,
but I need to come
Jacque.
down to that food bank. I need some of that basil.
Oh my goodness. Oh, have you had the basil from the
I need
hydroponic?
some of that. You know,
Oh,
I
my
cook
God.
too. You know.
And-
Is this the hydroponic inside the new technology park?
Yes. That's
Yeah.
where New Opportunities is doing all of that.
Okay.
Those are those buildings, their
Yeah.
buildings.
Like way
And-
at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
let me tell you something. Oh, you go in there and you're like, oh, the basil and the this and the
My
that.
goodness.
And the lettuce that they do, the way they package it
Yeah.
is in a plastic package that is like airtight. And this lasts for a good 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow.
Any rosemary?
Oh, they have all
Parsley,
kinds of herbs,
rosemary.
all of that. You go in there, like the basil is my thing because it's just so aromatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that there is fabulous. So yeah,
I think
absolutely. Come on down.
That's a wonderful thing, and it's also very good to know. You know, when I studied at UConn, we studied a lot of like sociology and whatnot, and learning that underprivileged people tend to once again buy the fast
Yes.
foods, knowing that
'Cause
we
it's cheaper.
Exactly, because it's cheaper. I mean, you go to the grocery store and typically organic is more expensive.
Exactly.
And at the average person cannot afford a lot of this organic stuff, but knowing that the Friendly Hands Food Bank is supplying people with healthy organic food.
And it's not, and the
big.
misconception too should not be, like I said, and I have to repeat it, is that it's not the damaged, it's not the old stuff.
bruised, yeah.
This is picked fresh, literally off the
Wow.
farm today and tomorrow morning, and it will be shipped to us by noon. And by 2 o'clock, we will have that set up. And our clients are just so thankful. Unfortunately, they have to wait in line because it's very popular. But again, it's not just, so your local food bank is not just there with the chips and the canned and the processed food. We are trying to work hard to make sure that our families are healthy and are able to get and access that organic food.
That is an amazing
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, as we get near the top of the hour, I want to shift to my man here, Kareem, so he can do some more shout outs
Yes.
and remind us again about our sponsors.
Well, our sponsors is Torrington Downtown Partners, growing downtown Torrington one business at a time. We also have Dawn's Getaway, 24 Winstead Road, Torrington, located in Torrington, Connecticut. I'm so sorry. Christie's Restaurant, 545 Winstead Road, located in Torrington, Connecticut. Health Insurance Services, 438 Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Wall,
Fraunhofer.
Don't worry, I would
Fraunhofer.
not be
I
able
got
to
it.
say
It's
that.
not Freihofer, the bread. It's Fraunhofer.
Fraunhofer.
Fraunhofer. You got it.
Forgive us, Chris Wall, please.
Yes,
Now,
I'm so
Chris,
sorry.
you got it. I got you, Chris.
Karen's on it.
Yes. She saved me.
I saw you. I'm like, Fraunhofer.
Fraunhofer. And that is located at 117 Main Street, located in Torrington, Connecticut. And this place right here,
Yeah.
Soul's Latina Cafe,
Yep.
Sounds yummy.
It is.
located at 31 Hungerford Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Jimmy's Store, located at 1238 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut.
Best grinders around.
Best.
Jimmy's.
And we do have 5 Point Arts Center, located at 855 University Drive, located in Torrington, Connecticut.
Where the old Yukon was.
Where the old UConn Torrington campus branch, definitely.
We have George's Music, located at 905 New Harwington Road in Torrington, Connecticut. And that, my friends, is
The shout out.
the shout outs.
I love it. Thank you.
And
Thank
can
you,
you give
everyone.
another round for our sponsors one more time, please?
And our sponsors is T-Town. T-Town shout out sponsored by Torrington Downtown Partners, growing downtown Torrington one business at a time.
Okay, can you give a shout out to our lead sponsors there?
Back at the tip of the
Our
Back
lead
to the
sponsors.
tippity top.
All right. Our lead sponsors, big city sponsors, are Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. I love that.
I like that. I like
love
that you
saying
knew
that.
that.
That's
I love
that's
saying
one.
that.
I saw you in
great
the
tagline.
commercial. I saw you.
We have Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1, in Torrington, Connecticut. You better call Mel.
Better.
Better
Better
call
call
Mel.
Better.
Better call
Or he'll
Mel.
find you.
We have Brooks, Todd, and McNeil Insurance, 69 Water Street, Torrington, Connecticut. And they got you covered. Definitely. Dr. Michael Curry, 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105, Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years.
Wow.
And that's our shout outs.
All right.
Right.
That wraps it
All right.
up.
All
That's
right.
our
So how do you all
shout-outs.
think we did on
I
this
don't know.
first
We'll
show?
find out.
We'll
because,
find
We want to
out.
hear
yeah,
from
find
you.
out.
I want to know how come
Shaky.
I didn't get the memo to wear blue.
because you're special.
See, we wanted you.
Yeah.
We were
just
highlighting
stand
you,
out.
and we
All right.
decided that. Yeah, I'll call you next week.
Well, I must say, being back on the air has certainly been a treat.
Yes.
And a tasty treat, I might add.
And this is
with,
very new for me.
with the crew here.
Yes.
I think it's going to be fabulous. I think you know what? We are going to bring this information out to Northwest Connecticut every week
Yes.
at 5 o'clock right here on your local cable station.
That's
so
right.
you be tuning in every week, 5 o'clock Tuesdays to City Views.
5 o'clock.
And plus, we're going to be having some additional reruns during the week. So if you can't catch our live show at 5, you can catch it on the other times that it will be broadcast here on your Access Cable Altice Channel 5. You heard?
right.
Spread
You
the
got
word.
that.
Spread
All
the
right.
word.
All
like
right.
that. I
So,
like
gang, it's been fun.
It's been
Thank
fun.
you.
It's
Thanks
been
for
really
joining
fun.
us.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is just going to continue.
Yeah.
So you guys stay tuned. We'll catch you back next week for more City Views.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
City News, City News, City News.